BE Publishing is proud to introduce you to keyboarding, a skill for life. This instructional video will show you the importance of learning how to type as well as how to become an efficient keyboarder. You'll get a first-hand look at how keyboarding is used in many different professions in today's real world. Students are also featured to demonstrate the many different uses of keyboarding in their school and social lives. This video is divided into two parts. Part 1, Keyboarding in the Real World, will show you the relationship between knowing how to type and its impact on working quickly, accurately, and efficiently in real-world scenarios. Part 2, How to Become an Efficient Keyboarder, is a comprehensive instruction of learning how to keyboard using proper posture and technique. Keyboarding. It truly is a skill for life.
Why are we here today? Why do we need to know how to type? Think about it. Every time we get on the computer, we need good typing skills. Do you ever use things like Google, Facebook, or iTunes? Come on. Well, if you said yes, then being able to type is essential. Some of you say learning good keyboarding skills is boring or takes practice. Well, it does take practice. But once you've mastered good keyboarding skills, you'll be able to use them all the time for things you like to do, like blogging, emailing, or chatting online with your friends, doing research for school projects, writing term papers, and the list goes on and on. What do you want to be? I mean, what type of job do you want? Maybe you want to be a sports agent, a pilot, or a teacher. No matter what kind of job you choose, at some point that job will require keyboarding skills. It's just a fact of life. Knowing how to type is an essential skill for your success now and the future. Let's see keyboarding in action and hear what people in the real world have to say.
I'm basically on the computer every day, all day long. I use it to reach my clients via email. I do research on it. I compose letters. I compose contracts on it. I mean, I even use it to contact my kids and my husband. So I couldn't operate throughout the day if I didn't know how to type. If you don't know how to type today, it's a handicap. It would take you so much longer to do everything, and right now it's about quick response. People want quick responses. You know, if I'm supposed to respond to something in 10 minutes and I'm hunting and pecking, somebody else responded before me. They won the contract. Typing is a skill you will use every day.
There are so many jobs that require good keyboarding skills. What if you want to be a music producer, part of a NASCAR pit crew, or a video game designer? How about a secretary, an actor, or a sales representative? What about a doctor, doing research in the lab or writing medical reports? An accountant working on a client's taxes? An attorney preparing for a case? Or even a news reporter writing that next breaking story?
In the production business, knowing how to type is a must. Literally, every job in this business revolves around a keyboard. Script writing, planning a production, storyboarding, shooting, logging footage, editing, certainly graphics, music production, you know, the list goes on. And every one of those tasks require knowing how to type. This is a video editing program. It all revolves around this nicely colored keyboard. Creating graphics is a huge part of the video business. Again, to work Photoshop, for example, you have to know the keyboard. If you're not proficient on a keyboard, then basically you're relegated to carrying someone's equipment. And in today's world, where everything revolves around a keyboard, work or home, a person would seriously limit their abilities if they didn't know how to type.
I think by now you're starting to get the point. Keyboarding skills are essential to any job you do. But what about using keyboarding in our everyday family lives? As you can see with technology today, everyone benefits from fast, accurate keyboarding skills.
I took my first typing class in the 7th grade, and Now I use it to do my emails, to keep my kids on task with their projects. I can't imagine living without it. It's the fastest way to communicate with the teachers, the principal, PTA. Everything is online now, so it's just great to know the keyboard and be able to keep up with technology. So, but now I'm really glad that I took the time and got the skill and had the class. It's been very beneficial. I can't imagine life without typing skills.
Other jobs that come to mind: an auto mechanic who needs to type out the customer's receipt, a store clerk that inputs a customer's information so the purchase can be charged to a credit card, or an emergency dispatcher who needs to be able to input critical information in order to assure that help is on the way.
911, what's your emergency? Help is on the way.
You know, when I became a police officer 22 years ago, I had no idea that I would be using a computer and a keyboard as much as I do in my everyday job. We have these KDTs in the cars. We have to type reports on these things, and the whole way you interface with that computer is with the keyboard. Now, my job description, other than patrol, is also a SWAT officer. And what really amazes me is you would think that those skills that are just basic in police work, the shooting and the tactical aspect, keyboards play a role in that as well. We have to type lesson plans for the SWAT team. Even when we're deployed on a SWAT mission, we're using computers and keyboards to help solve the tactical problem.
Knowing how to type accurately and efficiently in whatever job you choose will ensure that you will be able to quickly and accurately complete business tasks, like writing emails, business letters, and memos, filling out reports, entering data, and researching facts on the internet for that next big meeting. Notice I said quickly and accurately. Knowing your way around a keyboard is just the start. Speed and accuracy in your typing will reward you again and again, no matter what you do. Okay, so we know we need good keyboarding skills for the job we want, but what about using keyboarding in school? I mean, is it really that important to learn good keyboarding skills?
I must say, I use a computer for just about everything in high school. English, history, science, you name it. Next week, I have an 8-page paper due in English. And now that I know how to type properly, I don't have to beg my mom to do it for me. Just the other day, I was typing a lab report in physics, and I finished in half the time it took my friend. Easy, right? Oh, I should mention, now that I'm in high school, everything that I turn in must be typed or my teachers won't accept it. See you later.
Keyboarding for work and for school. Makes sense. But have you thought about how you'll use this in your everyday life? Think about it. You're on the computer all the time. Being able to type quickly and accurately to do all of the stuff you love to do, now that's something to think about.
Today, mostly everything revolves around computers. And when I get home, Facebook is usually the first thing I do. I go on and chat with my friends. It helps to be quick, so I don't have to sit there like 1, 2, 3. And besides chatting with my friends, I have to download, sometimes surf the internet for research, and it always helps you to be quick and know the keyboards, you don't have to look down. Helps save time so I can do other stuff too. For what I remember, my computer teacher emphasizes 3 things: proper posture, finger placement, and not looking down at the keyboard. She would walk around, check our posture, feet on the ground, back straight. There's only one way to learn, and that is to practice, practice, and practice.
You ever tried to type an entire class assignment with 2 fingers? I mean, hunting and pecking your way through the entire assignment? How did that work for you? Let me give you a quick example. I am master of my keyboard. You will notice I use all my fingers and didn't look down. Huh. Now let's type that same thing using the hunt and peck method. Is that painful or what? So, here's something to think about. Imagine if you were determined to hunt and peck your way through your history report. However, your paper's due first period tomorrow morning, and you still have to study for your algebra test and go to soccer practice. If you could type 25 to 30 words a minute, you'd be done typing this paper in about 40 minutes. Using the hunt and peck method, you'll finish in about 2 hours. Ouch! Now it's starting to make sense, right? Now that you know why it's important how to keyboard, let's take a look at a variety of concepts that will help you become the best keyboarder you can be. A typist. What's this? No, not just a keyboard. It is a QWERTY keyboard. QWERTY? I bet you're asking yourself, Self, who invented the keyboard in the first place? Well, I'm glad you asked, Self. In 1873, a few years before computers were invented, actually quite a few years before computers were invented, Christopher Latham Scholes, inventor of the typewriter, developed the QWERTY keyboard. The QWERTY keyboard got its name from the first 6 letters on the top letter row of the keyboard. See right here? And is the most commonly used keyboard layout design today. Kinda crazy looking, but it makes total sense. So let's talk about what you need to know in order to become a fast, accurate keyboarding expert/master. Exercising proper posture and technique will allow you to maintain a steady, comfortable pace while typing at your keyboard. It is important to maintain proper posture when you are typing. You should always sit up straight with your feet flat on the floor. Slouching in your chair or typing with your laptop on your lap will become uncomfortable, and you will tire easily. Your left-hand fingers rest on the A, S, D, and F keys. The right-hand fingers rest on the J, K, L, and semicolon. Your fingers should be slightly curved upright, resting on the home row, and your thumb should be resting near the spacebar. At all times, your eyes should remain on what you are typing. They should never be looking at your fingers. This will slow you down. To maintain a steady and accurate pace, it is important to keep your eyes on what you are typing. In the beginning stages of learning to touch type, it is okay to look at your keys. But in order to maintain good rhythm and to maximize speed and accuracy over time, looking at your fingers should not become a habit. Because looking at your keys will slow you down and increase your chances of making errors.
Now, have you ever played basketball?
Yeah.
You have. When you learned to play basketball, you had to start really slow and train your brain to know where that ball was going and that it was going to come back to your hand. But after you practiced, pretty soon you could run down the court and just dribble that ball. That's how it works with keyboarding.
Okay.
Okay?
By practicing proper technique, your accuracy and speed will continue to improve. But being a really fast typist should not necessarily be your ultimate goal. Think about it this way. Suppose you can throw a 100-mile-per-hour fastball. But unfortunately, that fastball is never a strike. What good would it be if you could pitch really, really fast, but it never goes over the plate? Now apply the same analogy to keyboarding. What good would it be if you could type 60 words per minute, yet you made 20 mistakes along the way? Typing fast is only effective if it is accurate as well. As with any skill that you learn, it's important to practice so that you improve. Remember when you first took off the training wheels on your bike? You probably spent countless hours practicing time and time again until you were finally on your own. Well, learning to type is just the same. It's important to practice daily, especially when you're first learning. And before you know it, learning to type will be just like learning to ride a bike. Let's find out how much we've learned. What's this called? That's right, a QWERTY keyboard. What are the home row keys? What are the proper posture and technique rules? Sit up straight, feet flat on the floor. Isn't it amazing how sitting straight with your feet flat on the floor is actually comfortable? Okay now, fingers curved and on the home row keys. Thumbs rest near the space bar, eyes on what you are typing. Focus on accuracy, not speed, and type, "I am now on my way to mastering the QWERTY keyboard, a skill that I will use for the rest of my life. Wow!" Actually, you don't need to type the wow. But when you think about it, keyboarding efficiency is a big wow, because it's something you will use almost every day of your life for the rest of your life. So you ask, what now? Is that all there is to it? Nope. What's the last item in our keyboarding essentials list? That's right, practice. Practice, 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 practice.
It's interesting where our society has gone. Computers and keyboards are becoming a basic skill of life. You can't function today without the internet. You can't function today without a computer, it seems. And how you do that is you type into the computer with your keyboard.
I can't imagine living without it. It's the fastest way to communicate with the teachers, the principal, PTA. I just don't know what my life would be like without it.
And in today's world where everything revolves around a keyboard, work or home, a person would seriously limit their abilities if they didn't know how to type.
I literally sometimes think, wow, if I didn't know how to type, this would take me like hours. And I think back in all those times that I spent in class going over those drills, and how fortunate I am that I know how to type, really. It's amazing.
Well, my keyboarding teacher would always tell me the only way to increase my speed and accuracy was by using the proper techniques.